Hi, I'm Carol Ackright, founder of Funding Your Dreams. I want to talk to you today about something that I know you're going to like, and that's about spending money. Spending is part of the aspect of building wealth. You can get very, very rich spending money. Did you know that? It's all about choice. Now, you can also go broke spending money. So my question to you today is this. Are you headed toward rich or are you headed toward broke? It's all about your habits, how you spend your money. I don't know if you think about it when you go off to a store, you have something you want to get, but do you think about what is your purpose in making that purchase? What is the value that you have that makes you want to go out and spend money on that particular thing, a product or a service? You know, our habits have a lot to do with how we spend the money, when we spend the money, and the focus of what we're spending the money on. Now, all of us spend money on the basics, on our food, on our clothing, and on our shelter, how we put a roof over our head. We also spend money on things we enjoy, entertainment, going to the movies, going out to dinner, on leisure, just relaxation, going to a spa perhaps, and also on travel. I love travel. Travel is one of my favorite things to spend money on. I hope you also spend money on your health. Maybe you have a gym membership, or certainly you have to do certain kinds of co-pays whenever you go to a doctor for a professional medical service. You have insurance, but part of it isn't paid for, and you have to spend money on that. And perhaps you're into alternative health care, and most of those kinds of expenses, whether it's acupuncture or sometimes different kinds of treatments, are not covered by insurance, and so those are out of pocket, and you spend money on that. I'm also a big believer in spending money on your health to be as healthy as you can be, because you'll enjoy your life a lot more. Now, also, we like to spend money on our family members. Maybe it's our children that we're helping send to camp, or all the things that we have to buy for them for school. Maybe you spend money on your elderly parents. They're getting older. Maybe they don't have some of the resources that you have, and they're, not asking for money, but you're helping them out. It could also just be on friends, birthdays, holidays, gift giving, all that kind of thing. We like to spend money on our loved ones. And this is what it really comes down to. Mostly we spend money on things that we care about. Yes, we have the basics like insurance and those kind of things, but we also spend money primarily on what we have passions for, what we have an interest in, the things, the experiences, the people that we want to spend our money on. So I know these are people that you care about, and these are things that you care about. But let me ask you this. Do you care about financial freedom also? Because your spending is going to have a lot to do with how financially free you are now and into the future. Now, I think you can spend money on something else that's very important that has to do with your financial freedom. It's in spending money on learning about the money world. Studying with experts, with masters, people who are excellent at managing money, whether it's earning or spending or saving or investing. You spend money training with them, learning from them, and you become more financially savvy, and eventually you'll become more financially independent, which means financial freedom. Now, I can say one thing. I think that any of you, all of you, can become what I call money stewards, masterful money stewards. You are the shepherd of your family resources. And this implies both a responsibility, but a great opportunity, something that you're going to feel so good about as you get better and better at doing this. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, you want to understand how you're using your money resources. So first of all, and I don't like the word budget. I have to tell you, I don't like the word budget. I like the word cash flow. You want to know what your cash flow is. And at Funding Your Dreams, we have lots of statements and financial documents that are interactive that you can work with to understand exactly where your money is going. So the cash flow statement, first of all, will show you 3 areas that you're spending in. First, your fixed expenses. Now, these are expenses that you have every month, and they stay the same. It could be your mortgage payment or your rent. It could also be a payment that has to do with like insurance, and maybe you only pay it once or twice a year, but you have the same level of payment every year. Those are your fixed expenses. Those are pretty much ones you can't avoid. You've got to spend the money on those things. Then you have what I call variable fixed expenses. These are things that you have every month, but they vary in amount depending on the season or the usage. So this could be like food or heating or water for your home. And they're going to vary from month to month or season to season, but you have them every month. And then the third category is the one we all like. That's discretionary spending, discretionary expenses. These are the extras. These are the entertainment. This has to do with vacations. If you go through all your expenses, this is often where we find ourselves overspending and all the pleasure things. Once you look at your variable fixed and your discretionary expenses, you have a great idea of where your money is going. And what I'm going to suggest that you do in the discretionary area, this is the area that can help you become very, very rich, to be financially free. Now, what I suggest that you do is to take a cash flow statement and do it for 3 months. And then what you'll do is you'll consolidate the statement and you'll figure out what you spend on average each month in all the categories. And take a look and see what you think. I find the area that I tend to go overboard in is books. I love knowledge, I love to read. And I'll go to the bookstore with the idea of buying 1 book, and I come out with 5. So that's why it helps to have lists when you go shopping. Some people, it's the latte factor. You know, going to Starbucks and getting a latte. Do you realize that if you buy a latte every day of every month for a year, you're going to spend on average about $100 a month, which is about $1,200 a year. And if you invested that money at 10% over a period of 20 years, you would have saved, not spent, $134,000. So that is a $134,000 coffee habit. So the latte factor is, something that you really want to think about. And you may not be lattes for you, it may be something else. Maybe it's different kinds of magazines. But there are areas where you'll see, if you do 3 months and average them, you'll see where the excess is. And what I want you to think about doing is to create a sample of that money that you think, I don't really need to spend $50 a month on books or whatever it is. And you carve that out for saving. That then means you have on your cash flow statement, you have a line item for saving money. And that's how you're going to get very rich, spending money on your savings and your investing. So I hope you found this helpful. I know that all of us want to enjoy our money and to spend some of it, and I don't believe in stockpiling all the money until the end of your life and then passing it down at death to people that you only shared it with gingerly during your lifetime. I believe in enjoying the journey, and part of that is learning how to become a masterful money steward of the money that you spend. So, thank you so much for letting me speak with you today about the whole major topic that is very important to all of us on spending. I'm Carol Ackright. I hope you fund your dreams now and live the life you imagine.